We're gonna remove the air box and just the little intake part right here, and the battery tray, and then we'll be able to access the transmission filter. So we're gonna start by unclamping this guy and popping that hose off, just like that. You gotta disconnect this. We got this guy off, which you gotta pop these little guys out, pop this guy out, and then squeeze the sides of this, and it pulls right out. We also popped out this little tube from here. We had a little spider in there. Not anymore. So we got both of those off. Now we need to take out these 4 T25s, which we already got loose. So, and then there's a clip on the back of there. Take that cover off, and then we're gonna take these guys out so we can pop off the rest of this. And then push those little clips out. And with these guys, you just push them right out, just like that. And now we can take this piece out. Oh, you also have to pop this out of here. There's a little lip on the front, so you have to kind of slide it back to pull it out, but it's not that difficult. Now we can pull this guy, which is just on these little rubber grommets. We already popped this one off. There's a couple more on the side, and it's free. Now we can work on the battery. So now we're gonna disconnect the battery, which is gonna be 10 millimeters. Just like that. And then we'll get the 113 that holds in the tray bracket. It's a long boy. And then we'll pull out that bracket. Now we can pull out the battery, which will just slide forward and then out. Now that we got the battery out, we popped out this clip that holds this harness in, and now we're gonna pop off this guy right here, just like that. Now we got the wiring harness out of the way. Now we're gonna remove that 10 nut, that 10, and there's one more right there in that hole. We got all those loosened. Now we're gonna pop off this clip, which we just need to push that like that, and then pulls right up. There's also a clip back here that holds this harness onto the battery tray, so you gotta pop that off as well. And just like that, it's free. And there's our filter. So we're just gonna wipe down the housing and around it a little bit before we crack it open, just so that we don't drop anything into the void. Now that we got that cleaned up, looking all less dusty, this is a 24. One more than a 23. One less than a 25. Now that we got that cracked open, we can drain it. So we got the car up on 4 jack stands using the pinch weld in the middle. Now that we got the car level, we can drain it, and we actually don't have to take off the drip tray because the transmission drain plug is way back here. It's gonna be a 14 Allen, and then the smaller one inside is an 8 millimeter Allen. So we're gonna crack open the 14 first, and a little bit will drain out. We got our pan ready, and then once that finishes draining, we'll crack open the 8, and the majority of it will come out after that. The 8 holds the snorkel in, which is what helps you set the level after. We're gonna crack open that 14 first. Gonna push against it to try to not get bathed. It's coming. There we go. All right, so we're just gonna get a little bit, not a full stream from that. But once that's done, we'll take out the snorkel and get a full stream. It doesn't look too bad, which is good. That is the car, not me. Now that we got a drip on that, we're gonna take out that snorkel. I just loosened it up like half a turn, it's already flowing. And this guy's just in there hand tight. It's just a little plastic guy, you don't want to break it. Take it out hand tight, put it in hand tight, and no one bites. Oh, shite. Oh, it's cold. It's cold. Oh, and there's the real flow. It looks weird coming out, but it's not like dirty. I think it's just the lighting because I have a flashlight shining on it from over there. So it looks kind of like a milkshake. Alright, we're just gonna let that flow out and then we'll go up top and change the filter. Up top again, now we're gonna pull the filter housing and replace the O-ring on it. Get that old one off and the new one on. And we'll just lube this guy up just a little bit. And now we're gonna get that old filter out of there. And there's still some fluid. We're actually gonna siphon that fluid out too. It doesn't look too bad. Now we're just gonna suck all that fluid out of there. We got that sucked up pretty good. Pause on that. We're gonna pour a little bit of fluid into the housing right now before we put the filter in. We put just a little bit of fluid in there. So now we're gonna put the new filter in. And that is the top. And there we go. And now we'll reinstall the filter housing. And we're gonna torque it to 15 foot-pounds. Just a little baby click. Now that we got that torqued, we're gonna put the battery tray back in. 1, 2, and 3, and the 110 nut. There's also 2 little rubber spikes that stick out of this guy that have to go into here. Now we're gonna put this guy back on, right here, just like that. Now we're gonna clip this guy right here back on, just like that. And the same with these guys. We got this guy that clips in right here, and this guy that clips in right here. And now we can put the battery back in. Now we can install the bracket and a 13mm bolt. Now that we got the battery nice and secured, we can reinstall the air box. I'm not gonna attach the battery just yet. So we'll just pop that boy back on its grommets. There's a third one right there. Got them popped back on. And the third one's hidden. Now we can reattach this guy. Push it in all the way. All the way. There we go. And then we'll clip this in just like that. And we'll put our little guy back on here. Just like that. Got that bad boy on. Now we can put on the lower part of the intake. We got that bad boy back in. Now we can clip this guy in. I broke the clip for that one, but it's all good. We'll put in the screws for this, and then we'll put on the cover. All right, we got both those and both of those T25s back in. Everything on top is back except for the battery is still not. We're gonna go fill up the transmission first. We're gonna be doing it from the bottom, and we're just gonna be using this really cheap fluid transfer pump from Harbor Freight. It gets the job done. In order to use that pump, we're gonna be using this adapter fill tool from CTA. Now we're gonna go under and put in about 5.5 liters. But before we can fill it, we gotta put the snorkel back in. And that's the 8mm Allen hand tight. Screws on just like that. And we'll just do that hand tight. Start pumping. Let's go. We got them all pumped in. Now we're gonna reconnect the battery and start it. And run through all the different gears for 3 seconds in each one. That's to fill up any air pockets in the system. Alright, so we got it up to temp between 35 to 45 degrees Celsius, and then we let the excess flow out until it got to a steady drip. Then we closed it, torqued it to 33 foot-pounds. And I noticed while I was getting it up to temp that I had another coolant leak. Sure enough, it's the water pump again. You can see it right there, right out the bottom.